back. It's going to be the second installment to part 11. In today's episode, we're just going to move around to the front side of the case and start working on that main entrance. So let's not waste any time. Let's just jump right in and get started. Alright, at the end of the first part of part 11, we just finished up the interior of the door frame. We installed those control panels and those little LED lights right here. This is going to be the interior of the PC, like I mentioned before, and we'll have some paneling detail here, but I don't really want to concentrate on that part of the build yet. We're going to move around to the front side of the case now and work on the front entrance here. This is just overspray right here from my airbrush when I was spraying the interior of the door frame. All that's going to be covered up. So what I want to do right now is start building up some panels to build out this doorway. We're going to have some lights coming down, a bunch of cable conduit, and all the paneling detail. And then we'll come over here and rebuild our windows, and we're going to have a bunch of pipes coming down, some really cool paneling detail. So this part of the build is going to probably take up, I don't know, maybe a couple installments as well. So let's go ahead and get cracking on this and get this part built. Alright, to get started on today's project, I'm just marking out some of the paneling detail on this strip styrene here. And what we'll do is we'll just cut these pieces out, and then we'll add some Dremel holes across the panels, and then we'll do a finished paint job. Believe it or not, we're getting pretty close to finishing this project up. We just got the roof to finish, and then the back panel, and then we can thinking about our hardware, and then adding our water cooling system. I got a project on the bench that I'm thinking about building right after the Biohazard build, so stay tuned for a sneak peek later on in this video. So let's go ahead and finish up doing this construction on the front panel here, get these pieces cut out and get them attached to the front of the case. Alright, I finished all my scribe lines here and added all the little rivet holes in there. And now what I can think about doing is adding a little bit of a paint job to this, and then we can get them added to the doorway. I just finished up this little power conduit box here, and this little piece is going to just be attached right along the bottom of the door frame down there. So what I want to do right now is just go ahead and just finish up some little bit of paint detail on this, maybe some dry brush finish, and add a little bit more dusting powders, give it a little bit more rust effect, and then we'll get that attached to the panel. And got this one that we're working on here as well, and that'll be attached right around the top here. And then maybe we'll just go ahead and add some graphics, then we can start building out on the main entrance. Alright, we just finished up the paneling detail here on the front entrance, and it took probably about 5, maybe 6 hours from start to finish. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I might add a couple more graphics on there and do just a little bit more weather in effect. But what I want to concentrate on right now is go ahead and start cutting out some panels and doing some dry fits and start expanding on this front panel. Alright, what I need to work on right now is start building out a template that's going to wrap around the front entrance here. And then we'll transfer that template onto some 0.6mm stock styrene to start the construction of the front entrance here. I got a design drawn up for us today, so if you want to head over to my design table, I'll show you what we got planned for today. Alright, looking down here on my pin display, you can see the technical drawing that I just sketched out here real quick. This is going to be a scaled drawing that we're just going to go ahead and print out, that we're going to work from in this part of the build. Looking down here, you can see the front and the two side profiles. What we're going to do is we're going to install some LEDs right up here inside these panels. We're going to do all the generators and steam pipes up here. We're going to have some antenna lines and satellite lines as well, and do all the paneling details. So let's go ahead and use our template that we cut out to start working on some of these pieces and get some of these panels assembled. Alright, just moving on here, I just sprayed the background here with a little bit of the field blue and just made a quick cardboard template of our door outline. What I want to do is just go ahead and transfer this to some 0.6mm stock styrene and start cutting out some pieces. Okay, I just went ahead and just printed out my technical drawing here, and we're going to just work from this as reference. This is scaled down to almost the exact measurements that we're going to work to. And what I want to work on is the two side panels first, and then we'll work on the front construction, and then we'll attach all the pieces together, and then go up and work on all the satellites, some of the steam pipes and generators up here, and then coming up under here install some LEDs as well. And we're just going to use our template to keep everything within frame, so that way when we attach it to the back wall here, it's going to line up perfectly with our outer door frame. Just cut out my first piece here, and this is the side wall that's going to go along the door frame here. It's basically this piece right here, and as you can see, our drawing is not within scale. This piece is going to go right along right here, and we'll build up another one here and then add all the paneling detail and actually the support columns in between to make the structure a little bit thicker. But I'm pretty happy with about how far that comes out. It's about 2 3/4 inches here, and about 1 3/4 inches here, and probably about 4 inches in height. And that's just going to go right there on the main door frame. I'll build up another one and then 2 more on this side, and then we'll start working on the roof outline as well. Okay, since we're going to be using this for a template, we're pretty happy with the dimensions on this. I'm going to go ahead and just sand this down and clean this up and clean up all those edges in there, because we're going to be transferring this template to the rest of the styrene and cutting out our other 3 pieces. Alright, I just finished up my panels here, and what I can start doing right now is go ahead and start building up some of the supports in between the panels and getting them attached together. Alright, I just started adding some of the supports in here and inside the columns just to give it a little bit more stability. And then the back panel will just go, or the other side panel will just go on just like so. And then we can start building out on the roof and the top here, and then we'll install the LEDs on the inside as well. Okay, the piece that I'm constructing right now is the horizontal stabilizer right here. And I just kind of got it crafted out of some 0.40mm stock styrene. Scribe some scribe lines in there to simulate some panels and put some rivet holes in there. And now I just want to attach it to my piece here, just do a dry fit and see how it all lines up, and check my level with a modeler square, and looks pretty good. So what I can do now is start building out some of the other interior pieces here, start framing up the panels for the light fixtures that we're going to install within this cutout right here, work on some other pillar supports, and then move around to the top and start constructing the top of the base here. Alright, before I start building out my supports here, that's going to go within the framework here and then the lighting fixture, I need to finish up all my little paneling detail across these panels. And I'm working on this side right here, and I'm just using my scrabber tool with this nice beveled bit to it, and it's just cutting in those little paneling details here, and we'll just finish it off with a little bit of rivet holes using a drill. Alright, I just finished up here adding some model pieces to the panels just to give it some more detail. I'll be adding a few more here as we work a little bit more. But what I want to start working on right now is the roof here. And I just got my piece of 0.6mm stock styrene cut out. Just added a little bevel to the end there, and that's going to match up with that angle right there on the roof line. What I need to do now is just go up under here, start adding some fixtures, do some paneling detail, and get some LEDs installed. Alright, I'm just starting the construction of the roof panel now. I just using a 0.6mm stock styrene, and I got some line scribe in here with some rivet holes. And then I just painted these little housing for the LEDs. These are going to be our light fixtures. And I got 4 of these, and these will be attached to the roof just like so. And it'll be just like that on the roof. and the LEDs will be secured in here with some rubber grommets, and then it'll be attached to the top of our little panel here once this is completed. Alright, I just sprayed the first coats right on here on our lighting fixture. The LEDs will come down through these little rubber grommets in the top, and it'll just illuminate those little panels there. I still need to finish up some of the supports in here and some of the paneling detail. We'll attach this piece last after it's all wired up and we finish all the paneling detail here on the top. Right now I'm just kind of going in and adding a little bit of detail to these light fixtures. I'm just putting some scratch marks and little chips in the paint using a little bit of the light gray and my liner brush thinned out with a little bit of thinner, and just trying to give a little bit of detail to these pieces here. And once this is all finished, we'll set this aside. We'll go ahead and finish up the assembly of the rest of that front entrance and do all the wiring, and then we'll attach the light fixture once that's all completed. Alright, and this is a look at my completed roof panel. I'll probably go in and do some a little bit more dry brush finish and a little bit more dusting powders just to give it a little bit more weathering effect. But it's pretty much completed. All I need to do is add the LEDs to the top and set it aside, and once we finished the front entrance, we'll get it installed and finish up the paint job. Alright, what we're working on here is the roof panel here. We just finished the construction on here, and what I want to do is go ahead and start installing some LEDs within these holes here. I got my LEDs here, my heat shrink wrap, and my resistors. So I'm just waiting for the soldering iron to heat up here, and then we can start soldering some LEDs together and installing them into these little light fixtures here. Alright guys, we just finished up the light panel here. I actually swapped out those orange LEDs for some red ones. The reason I did that was because the orange ones didn't really go with the theme here, and they were just a little bit too bright for my liking. So the red ones look pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how they illuminate. Also installed a little bit of some cable sleeving and attached it to a male Molex connector. That way we can daisy chain some of our lighting systems together as we work here. So what we need to do now is go ahead and finish up some of the paneling detail on the inner roof here and add a couple more model kits, and then we can start thinking about a paint job. I've had quite a bit of questions lately about what's going to come up after the Biohazard build is done. So here's a sneak peek of what's on the workbench. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the preview of Project Deep Horizon. We'll probably be getting started on that project, I don't know, maybe early summer, late fall, right after we finish up the Biohazard build. We'll be using the Cooler Master Half-X in that project. And the idea of that build is this deep space mining platform that has suddenly lost transmission, and this salvage recovery team is sent out to reestablish connection with them, and they are never heard from again either. So I'm thinking about doing maybe a short little graphic novel to go along with the case mod and this whole little story behind it. So it should be a pretty fun project. While you guys were watching that video, I started working on some of the roof panels here. drilled in some rivet holes, and added a couple satellite lines as well. What I want to do right now is go ahead and work on some the support pillars in here, maybe add some conduit lines, and then start thinking about a paint job. Alright, I'm just finishing up here by adding some dusting powders and a dry brush finish over these panels just to give it a little bit more weathering effect. In part 12, we'll move back to this back panel here and start working on some more of the paneling detail and get those windows installed. So I just want to thank you guys for tuning in these videos, rating and subscribing. Special thanks to my sponsor, MMPC Tech. Very special thanks to all my subscribers for hanging with me over these months. Stay inspired, guys. Keep creating. I'll see you in part 12.